Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Lyrlian for ESFI World, bringing you a recap of the GSTL Week 7. Two of the former GSTL powerhouses fell short of the playoffs this past week as Team SlayerS and Team IM fell to FXO and NSOSO. In the first match, SlayerS was still reeling from its recent roster changes. In case you haven't heard, Teja and Ganzi have both left the team to look for greener pastures, and Koka has returned from a shameful exile. It was the Protoss Puzzle though that got them their first set win. Puzzle trounced one of FXO's star Zerg players, Lucky, on Daybreak. Down a set, FXO sent out PvP Virtuoso Oz to end Puzzle. He did so quite convincingly with some incredible blink micro. Oz the Stalker stuffed Puzzle's Robo Push dead in its tracks, evening the score at 1 apiece. Next up is Koka, making his comeback to the GSTL, playing his first game since last September. It was no glorious return though. Micro mistakes and poor macro lead to Koka blowing an early lead and eventually surrendering to Oz. Oz's small winning streak was ended by SlayerS Ryung in the next game on GSL's dual side. Ryung held the early Protoss aggression with bunkers, and in the mid game, Ryung's drops and army control were too much for Oz to handle. Soon, Oz had to concede and the match was once again tied up. FXO's player/coach Choya came in next. He managed to beat Ryung with an odd proxied Colossi build. Ryung fell to a pair of early Colossi and FXO took a 3-2 lead. Only 2 sets away from elimination, SlayerS sent out its big gun in MMA, but Choya was amazingly up to the challenge. He defended very well the one-base Terran aggression while managing to squeeze in a Nexus. MMA was left so far behind in economy that he soon had to GG out. The defeat surprised many and marked the second GSTL loss in a row for the former Codes champion. Now on the brink of elimination, SlayerS decided to send out Crank as their saving grace. Crank had scored a win over Choya to kick off the first meeting between these two teams in this season, and he managed to pull it off again, this match with a critical Colossus snipe. The victory put the score at 4-3 in FXO's favor. It wasn't long though before FXO crushed the dreams of SlayerS players by sending out Lenok. Lenok's famed Banelings quickly put Crank on the back foot and the Protoss never managed to recover. FXO won 5-3 and avenged the 3-5 loss they had suffered to SlayerS at the beginning of the season. Over in Group E, we retreated to more Codes champion upsets when NSOSO's Seal stepped up to the plate and killed off 4 of the Team Incredible Miracles. The unexpected streak included GSL giants such as MVP and Nesty, and helped NSOSO to a 5-3 victory. The match started off with a straightforward deathball war between Sage and Yoda. Yoda clinched the win in part due to the delayed thermal lance upgrade by Sage. This is where Seal comes into the picture. Seal was one of NSOSO's 3 all-killers at the end of last year, but had not yet won a single game this season, so it was a bit surprising when he trounced both Yoda and then Seed to put IM at a 2-1 disadvantage. IM obviously started to take Seal seriously now, as MVP was the next player sent out to defeat him, but perhaps had not fully recognized the threat. He tried sending out a small Bioforza before Stim, but once they encroached on Seal's creep, Seal executed a perfect Baneling surround and neutralized the threat with very few losses. From there, MVP struggled valiantly to hold on. Seal pressured his advantage though, and soon MVP was heading back to the bench. Next, IM tried to play their ZVZ trump card, Nesty, but Nesty's hatch first build lost to a 10 pull from Seal. After that build order loss, NSOSO was ecstatic, having taken down 2 of the most powerful players on IM to secure a 4-1 lead. IM's last hope to stop the ferocious NSOSO Zerg was the Terran player Happy. Happy succeeded where the rest of his team failed. He kept Seal on equal basis and patiently squeezed him out of the game. With NSOSO's lead reduced to only 2, it looked like IM might make a comeback as Happy went to roll over San, but Hoso sent out their own GSL champion Jakji and finished off IM with a 5-3 score. The next 2 matches will determine the playoff bracket for the GSTL. FXO will be playing OGSTL and NSOSO will be looking to get revenge on Startail Q for the all-kill bomber subjected to them earlier in the season. That'll do it for the 7th week of GSTL. For more coverage and news around esports, find us on Twitter at ESFI and on the web at ESFIworld.com. Until next time, this was Lyrlian for ESFI World.